Hey guys, how you guys doing? So today is going to be a travel vlog. I've actually traveled all the way to Jordan. It's been an amazing time. The first day I came is basically all travel. The second day has been a blast. I went to Mount Nebo. So basically is where that's Moses memorial site, and it was so beautiful because it was just a remembrance of how great our Lord and Savior is, and just seeing it firsthand is just so amazing, and I feel so blessed to be here. Because honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make it. There was just so many things occurring, and I just thought, okay, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I went there, bumped into this lady and this other girl, and the lady that was there, she was basically telling us how it's the second time that she's been here. She was basically mentioning how it's basically the Bible coming to life. And then the other girl that was also there, she started speaking to us. Turns out that she was going to go to Bethany beyond Jordan, which is Jesus's baptism site. And I was thinking, no way, you're going there too, we're going there too. She was meant to go yesterday, but things changed for some reason. She asked me, how comes you wanted to go? I said, because I want to get baptized there. And I said, yeah, because yesterday was my birthday.
I said, you're lying. Yesterday was my birthday.
And I said, no way, all my days I just turned. She also turned. There was just so many things, and I thought, wow, this is so God ordained, because I had been led to do a 40-day fast before coming to Jordan. Initially, I wanted to go to Israel, and I prayed about it, and just, it wasn't meant to be. And I noticed that, funny enough, historically, it's in the
Jordan side of the Jordan River that Jesus was said to be baptized.
I thought, wow, God, you are just something else, because you just made everything happen. Anyways, we go and basically get in and we baptize. So she baptized me because she's a disciple and she's already been baptized. And we just commit our life to the Lord. And I just felt the presence of the Lord so heavy, so much joy. Honestly, being here has been one of the best experiences. Even the people, the food, everybody's just so loving, willing to help. Initially was so scared because I've had so many people tell me, no, you have to be careful, it's the Middle East, it's this, it's that. And I'm thinking, I really feel called by the Lord. I didn't do a 40-day partial fast for no reason. That's basically been day 1 and 2, because it's been so much and I'm so blessed. And I'm sorry guys if the quality isn't so good, because honestly I'm so tired. It's 11 p.m. here right now. But yeah, tomorrow I'm actually going to Petra, and I'm kind of like dreading it. I'm gonna be like a little princess. I'm just gonna get, I don't know, I'm just gonna get a ride everywhere. I just have to do it. But yeah, that's been my experience so far. I'm gonna go over day 2, which was yesterday. We went to Petra, so we drove from Amman to Petra, and that's approximately 3 hours, but I think we took longer due to stopping and all these kind of things. We actually went there a bit late, so if you decide to ever go to Petra and you want to do the whole hike, I suggest you don't stay in Amman. I suggest you stay in Petra. Anyways, so yeah, we drove to Petra, and it was just such a beautiful scenery, just the place. It just felt so much peace. I was able to play all the music I like, so obviously I was putting some worship music, some Latino music, a bit of a mix and everything, and it was just reminiscing the time that my stepdad was alive, because he would always pray for me. You know, he would sometimes joke about it, but I know he would seriously actually pray for me, that I would find God, that I would actually have a relationship with him, that I would be healed. And it's just so beautiful, because even though he didn't get to see that, I've now encountered God and I'm following him and being obedient to him, even though sometimes it's tough. The walk as a Christian is tough. So yeah, it was very much, the drive was reminiscence of that. And then we went to Petra. On the way we actually saw some people which we later became friends with, and we're in contact now. Maybe we'll meet later. Got to Petra. Kids, you know, if you decide to go on a horse or anything of the nature, as in let your yes be yes and your no be no, because they will hassle you to get a horse. and the horse is actually free with your pass. So I got a Jordan pass, so that was meant to cover the whole day or 2 days in Petra, whichever you selected in the Jordan pass. So I got the Jordan pass for 1 day, but really and truly I think you should do it for 2 days if you want to see the whole Petra, if you want to see Petra at night as well. And then did the long walk to the treasury, which was just magnificent.
I mean, I thought that was basically it, but there's so much to see within that. You would need at least 3 hours.
I think you could actually potentially do it within an hour and a half, but because of the heat, it will take you at least 3 hours, if not 4 hours, because it's so hot, as in walking to and back. Because like it's big, but it's not that big. But because of the heat, it's impossible to do it in that time. Because I think it takes like, I think as a whole is around 5 kilometers, and which is not that bad. But in that heat, it was 36 degrees. Just couldn't. But yeah, I did that, took some pictures. We drove back. I was speaking to my mom, and she was like, oh, my days, I look so beautiful, you know, showing her the photos. You know, I obviously wish that she would be here with me. And yeah, and that was basically yesterday.
I'm actually so shocked about how many people will give you things over here. Oh my gosh, it's really nice, but also the kids here are crazy. They're trying to stafar me. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. Wow.
Today I woke up a bit late because I was just gonna do a tour in Amman. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna walk all the way through Amman, the city, all these sorts of things. Kids, you know. I started late, had breakfast late. The breakfast was amazing. So it's really nice. It has a variety of things. But then after that, I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a nice walk today. It was so hot. It was hard to bear. Like there was so many times I had to just stop and just breathe because it was that hot. To the person that I met today, just now in Amman city, a person from another tour, so they're more like just to hang out, to chill, and the ones I'm gonna meet now are the ones that I have booked with, and I'm taking them some of the cake that I received. So let me just show you guys. I bought it in the box that I got. I'm gonna share some of that cake with them because they've been so sweet with me. I was with them in the tour on the first day, or technically the second day, which was really nice. And I was speaking to one of the guys yesterday whilst I was doing the tour of Petra, because I was on my own, and because he went earlier because they stayed over in Petra. So yeah, he had just been showing so much about what to do when I'm in Petra, how to go there, because there's so many routes you can take and it can be overwhelming, as in depending on what you want to see. I'm going to see them in a bit, hopefully have some ice cream and try a bit more of that different food. So today I had shawarma, which I really like. I think there's certain places that do it better than others, because I tried one yesterday and I think it had a different type of meat and I just didn't like it. I feel the meat was just a bit too dry. But yeah, that's basically been it. I will see you guys in a bit.
Try it. Yeah. Tell me how you like it. Good? This is so cute, look at this. I had like a small sip of wine because we were celebrating. Well, look at Zoe, it's so nice.
Okay, so I just finished coming from the pool. It was so nice. The weather was amazing, 33 degrees outside, and the pool was really cold, as in it was a perfect mix. I've come back in. As I was getting ready, as in shower and everything from the pool, I was doing my check-in for tomorrow and they cancelled my flight. So I'm a bit stressed. No, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. I'm a bit worried, of course, but I'm just leaving it all in God's hands to see what happens. Hopefully it all plans out. So yeah, but now I'm getting ready, have to get my stuff, and I'm going to the rest of the tour today. So today I'm going to go to St. John's Baptist Church, and also where he was beheaded. So in the part of the Bible where it talks about his beheading, they have a specific name for it. I'll put it here. And so yeah, that's going to be amazing. And then we're going to go to this location. I think it's like a pink sea area, so we'll probably see that. And yeah, let's go. So I got in not long ago. I went to St. John's Baptist Church. I went to the prison that John the Baptist was placed at. Went to the Apostles' Church. I did quite a few things today, but to be fair, it was very difficult to be present. I was very present when I went to the prison place of John the Baptist because it's almost like a hike that you have to do there. It's quite pretty far, and it's just crazy just seeing the Bible come to life. But it's been a very stressful day because of the whole war situation that's been going on, which is crazy because when I asked the Lord if I should go to Israel, I got a dream. Now with what's going on, it just makes me feel that because the flights are all cancelled, there's that connection with that. So yeah, excuse me for this angle. I'm just so tired. I don't know. I booked a second flight and that flight also got cancelled, so it's been sort of a stressful day in that respect. So I've just been praying that the Lord leads and shows me what to do next, because the first airline, they're not trying to refund or do anything whatsoever. So it's been very difficult. I've asked my mom to help me as well in this process. I've spoken to some friends to see some solutions or anything. Sometimes it's really difficult to ask for help when you're not used to that. So yeah, we'll just go by ear, but I'm gonna try to sleep tonight and we'll see how tomorrow goes. So I'm off to Jet Bus to see if I can cross the border with a bus. So we'll see what happens. I woke up in a rush and I'm having to go now, so I'll go now. So I'm back in the hotel. I went to check in the bus office place and they have two different buses. One that goes to Aqaba and the other one that goes to Cairo. The one that goes to Aqaba doesn't go directly. It goes to Aqaba, then I have to get a ferry by myself. And then I have to go to Egypt. I can't remember the specific name of the airport. Essentially from there, it should be fine. The ferry ride will be like 3 hours and the whole trip as a whole, I think it will be from 12 till 3 in the morning. So 12 p.m. to 3 in the morning the next day. It's a bit of stress, I'm not gonna lie. But God willing, everything goes according to plan. I definitely can't stay here because I don't know what the circumstances will be. I know that everything's actually really chill here, as in everyone's fine, everybody's cool and everything. But obviously with what's going on right now, with the conflict with Iran and Israel, it's best to leave. Because I was thinking of staying another day and maybe just wait it out and then wait for the flights, but we don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm gonna get the flight. I'm exhausted, I haven't slept. But yeah, let's go. So I'm actually home now, safe and sound. So I was actually able to get the bus to Aqaba, and from Aqaba I was waiting for a ferry, but that's when the issue arose. Then I met these couple of guys that were there for work, so these 3 guys, and I basically said, but how did you guys do this? How, sort of like asking for help. And honestly, God put them in my path because they had some level of influence and they were able to get the guy that was basically given the ticket to go into the ferry and get through him to get through immigration to just help me out. That's basically what happened. I was able to go with them and I was like, I'm gonna stick with you, okay? And they were just fine with it. And the guy that I was mainly speaking to, he was able to get us, after we got to the other side, we were able to get the cab to the airport, and I think it was almost an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to the airport because we had to also stop on the way. It took me around, I'd say 33 to 34 hours to actually get home. So once I got to the airport, we went our own ways. I got my flight to Istanbul and Istanbul to England, and kids, you know, this was the longest flight of my life. But I know that had I not left then, I don't know how things would have been now, because from what I'm seeing in the news, it's gotten worse and the flights haven't opened up. And I read a few hours ago that the ferries weren't going through to Egypt anymore. I don't know if that's the case right now, but as you can see, there was a lot of uncertainty. I was also sort of worried on Saturday morning because I heard some of the sirens, and that's when the missiles were coming through Amman. And there was talks that some of the missiles must have fell in the open space in Jordan. So I think it's around the desert area. So it didn't actually affect any people, but it's still, just to know that's going on, there's still that level of uncertainty. Anyways, thank the Lord I was able to come through that. I was just saying to my mum, look, if God took me to Jordan, he's going to bring me back. And that's what happened. But I'm so blessed overall with the journey. I met so many amazing people. I was able to get baptized, which was my main goal. Just everything was beautiful. The 40 days of fasting, the lead up to just going to Jordan, just God speaking to me in every way, even confirming to me, you know, to when I need to be there and when I need to leave, because I was actually contemplating maybe I should just stay some few days and just wait it out. Thank the Lord I did not do that, because I felt this prompting in my spirit, I need to go now, because I was sitting on it. I was like, okay, I can do that, it'll be fine. And then there was this prompting to just go, so that's what I did. And yeah, it was amazing. I met so many amazing people along the way that the Lord placed in my life. I was able to share the gospel with them of the amazing things that the Lord has done in my life. And honestly, I feel like I can write a whole book about all this, the amazing things that God has done, because I was honestly living in a shell, as in I wasn't even living. I didn't really have joy in my life, and now that I have God, I have joy, so I feel so blessed. But yeah, that's my short-ish vlog. I hope you guys liked it. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, because I am so tired. 33 hours, barely any sleep these past 2 to 3 days. So yeah, till next time, guys. Bye.